was mentioning yesterday in one of the lives I did with Becca that I received a box of 42 decks. So I want to show a few of those. Of course, you know what this is, so I'm not going to show some of them, but I am going to show some I've never even heard of. So this is one I never heard of. So this is the back, and this is what they look like. I've never even seen or heard of this deck. I think it's on Etsy. So here's a few of the cards in that deck. And I am going to keep it. Oh, I don't want to take it out of order, because trying to put this deck in order, literally, if you see that how the numerals are, and then some are numbers and numerals. So anyway, show some of the cards to this deck. So this is the Cosmic cards with both expansion packs to it. So I thought this was interesting and something I would have never bought myself. So that's the Cosmic cards. This was another deck I never heard of, and I put a post in the Hermit's Cave and somebody answered me, and it's the Illusory, I-L-L, I don't know, Illusory something, tarot. I'm keeping this as well because I just love it. I never even heard of this deck. It's the back, and here's the front. So I'm definitely, this is like right up my, I don't know how I never even heard of this deck. So out of 42 decks, I probably heard of 5 that she sent. So that's this, the Illusory Tarot. I love this already. Another deck I received from this haul was the Laq Oracle. Now, I've never heard or seen of this deck, and the curator of this deck is Arwen Lynch. And I used to follow her. She was one of the first people I ever followed on YouTube with tarot. So I think this is, where is it? Magnificent Female Warriors and Women of Great Compassion and Wisdom. So let's look at some of these. I've never heard of this deck. So it has like, I guess, She Who Yearns. So her name's Desiree. Jocelyn. And I own no goddess decks at all. So this is like my first all-female kind of deck ever. So this was a fun find. So I will keep this for a minute and then I might pass this on. But I think it's beautiful. And that is the Laq. I've never owned a copy of this. And it's the Light Seers. And everyone's seen this, so. But I love it. And I started seeing some of the reviews about the back of the cards being bent. I don't think I got one of those copies. So that would have been a hiccup for me, of course. But I think I got a good one. And this is the Light Seers. So I'm grateful this came. So these are all in order because I went through and I cleaned all the cards, and then I like saged them, not really saged them, or whatever incense I'm using at the time. And then I kind of like sit them out in my space for a while. So they're all in order and cleaned, the ones I decided to keep. Light Seers. I feel like I have to mention this crystal. This was one of my eBay auction finds. And this is a hair rutilated quartz. Because I kind of showed some of my auction crystals yesterday, but this, I just love it. And it's this big, it's about 2 inches. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure you can pick up on that hair. So this is hair rutilated quartz. So I just wanted to share that. Another goodie was the Island Time Wellness Oracle cards, Law of Attraction. I'm not going to keep saying I've never seen this because all the ones I'm showing you, or not all of them, but most of them I'm going to show now are cards I've never seen. And they're just poker card size. Look at these. This person sent me a lot of decks that I never seen or heard, but are definitely needed in my life at this point. So it's a black and white deck, and anybody that knows me knows I love the Heart and Hands Tarot. I have 2 copies, one brand new, and I see they're going for a lot of money, so I might sell one for my plant donation business. And I like the Hermetic Tarot, and I like Tarot the Plants. My son got me that. And I love light, what is it? The Light and Shadow Tarot. So this is like right up my alley, a black and white deck. But look at this. So this is, I'm keeping this. And this is the Law of Attraction. This beauty was in there as well. And of course I already cleaned this deck. When I say cleaned it, it means I just wiped it all off and whatever. But with this deck, I see there's like different versions because I was looking online at this deck, and this is the deck I have. But on the World card, did I pass it? On the World card, it's number 17. So I don't know if that's a thing because this is the first time I ever owned this deck, or even would have considered to own this deck. So that was kind of a hiccup, but I'm definitely going to use this deck. This is my 3rd round deck. I have the Tarot of the Cloisters, and this might be a knockoff, so I've had it for a while. And I have the Cosmic Deck of Initiation. But this is the Accurate AF Tarot, but I'm trying to figure out how it's Accurate AF and the World card is numbered wrong. Now, I have heard of this because I've seen these mini decks. The Door, I think it's a Door one. But this is my first time owning anything like this. So I thought this was perfect for me because anybody that knows me knows I'm part mermaid and part killer whale. So like, this is perfect. So I'll be keeping this. I love this. Another that was in, I never heard of this deck, by Lucy Cavendish, and I don't know how because I have a lot of fairy stuff. But I was like, wow, this is beautiful. Backs. So I'm definitely keeping this. I think it's beautiful. I like the cardstock. I just like everything about this deck. Sorry for the traffic if you can hear it. 2 of my plants need high humidity, so I left the door cracked today. But yeah, this is a beautiful deck. And this is the Fairy Blessing cards. So there's a lot of decks like this she sent. This is called the Untitled Oracle. Never seen or heard of. So that's the back. And it's like this. This is what all the cards look like. So I think I might start doing readings because a lot of people are like interested in love readings and stuff like that, just so I can use all these cards. So this was a fun, and it's thick. I think it's, how many cards is this? Untitled Oracle. I can't remember. I want to say it's 80. But I think this is perfect. Never would have ever bought this. So that was cute. I know the name to this one. I think this is the only one I never could figure out the name to. I posted this also in the Hermit's Cave and nobody responded back. But if you know it, can you comment below? This is the back. And this is the front. So like decks I've never seen or heard, but I like this. So another deck I would have never ever. Fall in love when you are ready, not when you are lonely. So if anybody knows, this is what the backs look like. So if anybody knows what this deck is, please let me know. I do know the name of this one, never heard of or seen. This is the Inner Child cards, Oracle cards. I think they're beautiful. The What If. I love, and the way they feel, it's just oh, I like these kind of cardstock. I don't even know what it is, but I love this. So I'm definitely keeping this. I think it's beautiful. And I think they said this was called the Inner Child Oracle. So this is a keeper. I named this video Never Have I Ever, because I have never heard of any of these decks I'm showing you. This is the Self-Forgiveness Oracle deck, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Edition. Wow. And it's like, I don't really know how to work this deck, because I think when I was looking online that it's like 12 of something and 12 of something. I'm gonna keep it for now just to see if I can find out more information. I forgive myself for thinking I need proof I have chosen correctly before I am allowed to enjoy what I have. I choose to believe that what is happening now is what should be happening, and I align with my deepest desires when I enjoy what is already mine. I have no clue what these are. So this was a Never Have I Ever Self-Forgiveness Oracle deck. And I have all these bags. I just buy them at Hobby Lobby, so I just put them in here. Because they were sent in bags just like this, but you know how it is when you clean your own decks, you want your own stuff. This is the back. It's called Chakra Girls Spirit Cards. This is a Never Have I Ever. I did put them in order because I told you every deck that I'm keeping I've already spent time with. I got this haul maybe a week ago. So this is what they look like. There's 3 of each color. So I'm going to look through the book to see how this can play out. But I might pass this along. So it's called Chakra Girl Spirit Cards. Now these are a lot of Etsy decks. I did see these on Etsy. The Hidden Truth Oracle, all things intuitive. But if you just Google the Hidden Truth Oracle, you will find these on Etsy. But this is a Never Have I Ever. And they all say, these are the backs. And then this is what the cards look like. Again, another one of these kind of decks. Which to me, I've never owned a deck or never wanted to own a deck like this besides like the 4 agreements and the 5th agreements. I have cards like this, but they still have pictures. So this is interesting that I have so many of these now. I wish I could take back my words. So this is another Never Have I Ever, the Hidden Truth Oracle. Now I got this. This was not in the haul, but I did get this week too. And this was from my lady, my gypsy friend who reads tarot at the flea market. And she gave me this deck, which I never have I ever seen. And I think this is called the Witch's Tarot, the 1st edition. So I cleaned it, and of course I'm going to keep it because it's a special gift from her. But this was a gift also this week, so I thought I'd add it. But it was not part of the 42 decks. But it's in the box I'm looking through, so I just thought I'd show it. So the Witch's Tarot or something, I don't know. So this is the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. Again, I did see this on Etsy, but it's a Never Have I Ever. So it's another one of these. Like that's like a blur. I think I'm gonna really like dig into these decks. I love it. Oh, I have this plant. It's literally right here. How can I tip this up? Let me show you. There's that plant right there. All right. Is my mat cut? No, look what I did. So anyway, purifying. Purge, healing, clean energy. So this is a never have I ever. But I'm grateful I have this. Okay. I can't remember. Misfits. I think this is the little book. This was in the haul. So I understand why she had this, because she also had Alice Wonderland and the less vampires, like the big face girls. That was in the haul too. And she had Beautiful Creatures Tarot. So apparently she or he liked this kind of stuff. I like this deck though. I'm getting rid of Alice Wonderland and Lost Vampires, the big girl face ones, and Beauty Creatures or Beautiful Creatures Tarot. I'm getting rid of that. But this was a never have I ever, but I do like it. So this is Misfits. Another one of these, and this one's called Messages of Love Oracle cards. So these are the backs. I also, in this haul, was the Rebel deck, the one with the no unicorn picture at the bottom, and I gave that to my son because I think it's so funny, to my oldest son. And the first card he pulled was, "It's dark, isn't it? Get your head out your ass," or something like that. It was so funny. So this was in here. I do like it though. So I'm keeping it for now. Unless somebody just messages to me and like, "Oh, I've been wanting this forever." Now these decks, I did see these on Etsy after I looked them all up because I tried to research it. Whoops. I tried to research as much as I could after I got them. So this is Messages of Love Oracle cards. And this is in the Shadows Oracle cards. So she obviously liked this kind of stuff. Or he. I keep saying she because I feels like a she. Now when she did when she emailed me, she said she has more decks and she'll email me if she wants to get rid of those too, but I knew she mentioned she had the Trippy Weight and like the Good Tarot stuff I had. But this is, I don't have the Trippy Weight, so I definitely want that one. So these are, what are these? In the Shadows Oracle cards. Never have I ever. Now, Warrior Guidance cards. Light Up Coaching. This is in my to keep pile. And it's another one of these kind of decks. So let's just see. Boundaries. Everybody needs them. But have you set them? If they're based around certain people in your circle, do they know what these boundaries are? So it's a never have I. Now I've never seen or heard of this, but I'm gonna. Oh, how to use. So this was Warrior Guidance card. What is this one? Tony Carmile. I do have. What do I have? I think I have the Gaia Oracle. I have one of his decks, and I only own one because I feel like it's the same print on everything. But I'm keeping this one. Because it's the big hearts. I just like it. But all his decks to me have the same images, just tweaked a little bit. But I am keeping this. But I have seen this heart deck. I thought these were smaller hearts. I don't remember them being this big. So This might be an older one, but I'm keeping this one. This was in here. So I am keeping this because for some reason I really like this deck. So I'm keeping this one. I have heard of this deck or seen it before a while ago, but I would have never ever thought about getting this deck. But I'm keeping it. Look at that. Holographic, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's not even my style at all. But I am gonna keep it. Because I feel like these are the kind of decks I could read with like easily. I haven't put it in order or touched it or anything. And I think this is Mystic Mondays Tarot. This was in here, so I'm passing this one on. I'm giving this to, see, it's like, and I don't really like the landscape, so how some of them are. So this is passing on. I'm sending these off today to Amber. And this was in there. I'm passing that along. The energy cards. I can't do it though. Angels on them. And this was in there, but I'm passing this on as well. I just can't get on with the cardstock. So these are all going today. And so far right now, I might keep this. Even the lady that made this deck, I was watching her YouTube video and it didn't even sound like she was even explaining it correctly. So I don't have the book to this, but I have seen this deck before, but I've never purchased it. So I might keep this for now. If somebody really wants it, just tell me. I'm gonna keep this for now. I don't know if I've never seen this or heard of it, but I just like it, even though I have decks like this. So I'm gonna keep this one for now. Even though it has them like this too, it's okay. And this one, I have no idea. This is the most disgusting. I mean, there's nothing attractive about this deck. So I don't really know much about it. I did look through and all the cards are here. So if anybody wants this one, this is up for grabs too. This one and this one. These are not my speed at all. I don't like anything about, I tried and and I have the tarot to go with it. But I think the tarot might be bootleg because it's like, it has a barcode to say to get for the guidebook, excuse me. So if anybody wants this is available. I just cannot. I just don't like anything about that deck. I don't even know what's the point. And this one. These are out the door, whoever wants them. All right, well that was just some of the decks in my, oh, let me just go ahead and show you because I freaking love this deck. I was watching Simon's review because I had to make sure what edition I had, but I'm so glad I have this edition. And I really hope whoever gets rid of the Trippy Fool, because I wanted this deck and I've been talking about it for like a year and I couldn't even believe this deck was in the box. I was so happy. So now I own this Rider-Waite, little teeny universal, and then I have the regular yellow box, and then the giant Rider-Waite and Anna Kay. Those are the only really decks I own with people on them, besides the other ones I just got. I love this deck. I don't even celebrate Christmas, but I do love this time. I'm from Ohio, so I like the snow. So anyway, Simon does an amazing freaking, see, because I couldn't understand that. And then I commented on the video, and at the very end, he noticed that he had 2 of these. But yeah, this is just, anyway, so that was, I'm very grateful. And if anybody saw those last few decks, if anybody's interested, they are up for grabs. All right, talk to y'all soon. So some of the other decks that were in that haul, because I know people were like, that's not 42, were all these little Whispers of Love. Of course, I posted this in the cave and I realized these are all bootleg, which I kind of figured because they're so small. But I'm keeping them because, first of all, they're cute. And second of all, I have these decks, the originals. I mean, so it's not like I don't own the decks. but I just felt like those little ones are cute, so I'm keeping them.